How are you getting on, folks? I know what you're thinking. Um, we're back out in the car for tonight, but it's only for one night only. Just the fact that the laptop is it's currently upgrading and it's taking longer than I hoped. So it was either stay up all night waiting for this to I suppose update and get installed and everything else like that, or else I just take the bull by the horns and get the video up and done there tonight, by going out here and going out to the car and just sacrificing the quality in terms of sound and video to get the tips out there and to get the good prices, because there are some very, very nice prices out there now at the moment. And I've decided to do that. It's only going to be for one night only. You're only going to be seeing the inside of this car once more. That's all. That's basically it. But look, at Leopard Sound didn't turn out too bad. For a man that holds his hands up to say that he isn't a flat tipster by any means. We did fairly all right. We got a 14-1 second, and he was very unlucky second as well. But we had the winner in the first as well. Now, look, there was a few that didn't necessarily run up to scratch either. But I think overall the performance, I'm happy enough with it. It's definitely been the best start to the flat campaign that I've had. So generally, look, at things do start picking up later on in the season, and hopefully we're going to keep continuing it that way. If that's the case, we're going to have a very good summer campaign. Fingers crossed, and hopefully, touch wood, I haven't cursed myself. But look, at Fairyhouse tomorrow, start of the Summer National Hunt campaign. There's some very, very nice horses running here tomorrow. I'd imagine most of these will be aimed for Galway, possibly Kilbeggan as well, say for the Midlands National meeting, Ballinrobe for the I suppose the Connacht, the Connacht National, the Munster National there in Limerick, different things like that. Actually, that's closer to the winter campaign, but generally the summer ones do be the Midlands and the Connacht Nationals. So look, it's going to be a great summer for Irish National Hunt. The ground is not necessarily getting too hard for it, so that's definitely going to be in an awful lot of horses' favour. There's going to be some very talented horses running there tomorrow. The feature is the one that I have picked out for patrons. So for those who want to get that, you will have to sign up for patron for the €10 a month. But overall, we have some very, very big prices. We're just going through them there now at the moment. We've a 15-2, 10-1, 33-1, 13-2 nap, 9-4 next best, 4-1, and 13-2 each way. So look, if we can get a couple of winners there now tomorrow, we'd be fairly on the ball and fairly happy with that. First race off though, the 340. I am going to be going with Dahad a Cuig for the McNamara setup, ridden by Barry Brown, claiming £3 off. And it's a bit ironic that this horse is actually number 5 in the ballot list. Obviously, Dahad a Cuig meaning number 5 in Irish. But I really, really liked this horse in, I think it was Navan, the last day it ran. It ran, I think, to on for third at 125-1. Now, that for me definitely said that this sort of trip, this sort of ground is definitely what this horse wants. If the horse can improve on that run in particular, he's coming in here with a very, very live chance. The favourite for Henry de Bromhead disappointed massively in Goran Park. I think that was in February there of this year. Really ran a stinker when it looked like it was going to be, I suppose, a clear-cut winner on the actual day, but just came undone in the ground. Would I back it at 4-5? I don't think I would. I think there's better value there taking him on than there would be getting behind him, more so than anything else. 4-5 is definitely too short of a price for me. I wouldn't be going head over heels about him anyway. I don't think he's as nailed on as the bookies would make out. I think if this lad can improve a little bit more, He's coming in here with a very live chance, and any sort of improvement at all should see the horse going very close, especially on this sort of ground, especially at this sort of trip. I think he's absolutely nailed on for an each way perspective. 415, this one here, again, another each way shout, and this one here, little bit better value here at 10 to 1. Kavanagh's Cross for Farmer Doyle and Danny Mullins. This one here, I think, is absolutely incredible value at 10 to 1. When you look at the last day this horse ran, it was second behind Cotty McAvenny Gold. Now, Cotty McAvenny Gold has been not necessarily putting it up to these sorts of horses. He was a winner last time out, which was his only win if memory serves me right. But the time before that, I think it was in Naas, he was staying on very strongly to challenge the eventual winner, who has since gone out to Frank the Farm since. And it looked like it was a horse that was going to put in a very, very strong challenge. Now, that horse has come back out to win the next day. It was a fairly comfortable winner, but at the same time, this Kavanagh's Cross, he was only, I think, a length and a half down that particular day. I could be totally wrong. I'm doing all the figures off the top of my head and what I can remember. But it was a very, very taken performance. And I think if this lad can get anyway bit of improvement in him, the ground is definitely suiting him. That run that particular day was a massive step up in performance and overall capability. I think if the ground is definitely in his favour, which I think it is, he's coming in here with a very live chance. And I think if there's any horse that's going to trouble the favourite and maybe run on for a bit of a place, I think this lad could be it. And currently at a price of 10 to 1, you'd be mad to avoid each way. Ignore at your peril. This lad is destined for a big run. 445. This one here, I will be taking on Manito Park AA. A horse that's disappointed massively for Willie Mullins. I know, look at it's coming in here at a fairly weak grade, but I think there's one horse in particular that's won around here on the flat. If it can get his jumps sorted, it's definitely going to be one to really pose a challenge to it. And it's the biggest price each way of the day. This one here, we will be going with Time Makes It Fine at 33 to 1 for James McCauley and Dylan Maxwell. Is it Dylan Maxwell or Connor Maxwell? I think it might be Connor Maxwell. Like I said, currently priced at 33 to 1 for the Hilltop Racing Syndicate. This one here, I think, is a great overall chance. Now, at the moment, the ground is good to yielding. This horse has only won one race in his life, and that was over 1 mile 2 in Fairyhouse on good to yielding ground on the flat. So that states to me that the horse not only likes the trip, or not the trip, the course, and the way to ride this particular track, but it also prefers this sort of ground. If the horse can emulate the form that is shown on the flat over hurdles, I think this horse is a great overall each way aspect. And I think if there's any horse that's going to put it up to Manito Park AA, this one here is going to do it, and he's going to do it at a very nice price. Moving on then to the next one, then the 515, and this one here is going to hold my nap of the day. This one here, Paula's Prayer at 7 to 1. Why this horse is 7 to 1, I cannot understand. It's been an absolute revelation so far last season, especially, and last season over the Summer Jumps campaign. When you look at the form book, there's a list of 2s, list of 3s, and there's 1 or 2 wins among that as well. Now, this horse generally serves his best on good ground. He's ridden by Ricky Doyle, obviously the Irish Grand National winning jockey, trained by O'Dwyer. This one here is a great serve on the Summer Jumps campaign. Fairyhouse should suit this horse down to the ground. I think realistically, Paula's Prayer is not necessarily a front runner, but likes to be up with the pace and likes to be going along at a fairly nice lick. Good to yielding ground, should be definitely right up its alley. I think overall, if this horse can really show its form first time out from a bit of a layoff, I think it's coming in here with a realistic massive chance. 5:45, and this one here is we're going straight from the nap to the next best. This one here I will be going with Ray Time for Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore. I cannot understand how this horse is 9-4. Realistically, when you look at overall form and overall statistics and ratings and everything else like that, on good to yielding ground, this horse is the best horse of the field. I think it look at it, it's put in a few sketchy jumps. It can break your heart at the best of times, but if the horse can get it clear around and if the horse is in some sort of position to challenge for the win, I think it's definitely going to be thereabouts. I think it's got the best overall form. I think, is it Shanro LC in this race, or it could have been the race beforehand? Probably, I think it's the race beforehand. Actually, no, it's the race after. It's the race after the patron tip. Shanro LC. Just remember now. But realistically, this horse here, Ray Time, I think it's Joseph O'Brien's Jigginstown horse. That's the favourite here in this particular race. But overall, the horse should be plenty good here on debut. Generally likes to show his best after a run, but if the horse is anyway fit enough, like we've seen from Henry de Bromhead's yard so far this year, it's definitely coming in here with a massive chance. And I think 9-4 is a bit overpriced. I was expecting it to be maybe 6-4, maybe 2-1 at a bit of a push, but 9-4, you're still getting that little bit more value. 6:15 is going to be the patron pick of the day, so we're not going to be covering that. I'll leave a link in the description below and I'll explain it further as well. But 6:45, and this one here we're going to be siding with Des Donovan's charge for Rachel Blackmore, the woman of the moment. I'd follow her over a cliff. This one here on Marcock here, currently priced at 4-1. Like I already said in the last for the last race that we covered, Shanro LC has been well supported into favouritism. I can see why. He does like the good ground, and he does like he does like this sort of trip, and does like these conditions. But on Marcock has been very consistent. All you see is 1s and 2s and 3s in the form line. Generally puts in a very decent race. I think if the horse drifts anymore, it's drifting into each way aspect, and if that's the case, it's well within your rights to have a bit of a punt each way. But I wouldn't be doing it at I suppose the price of it any shorter than 5-1 at the moment. But currently 4-1, I still think it's a bit of value there. You could be getting on board at a bit of a win, but realistically, if this horse stays on his feet, you're going to be guaranteed a great run for your money, and overall should be definitely thereabouts in the finish. I think all it has to do is stay on his feet, and it's going to be first, second, or third anyway. That's the way I see it. I think you're going to get definitely value for money with this lad. You're not going to be left wondering and scratching your head. But I think this on Marcock with Rachel Blackmore on board, I think that says it all. I think they're hoping for a win with this one here, and should definitely be thereabouts in finish. I cannot see why it shouldn't. I think 4-1 is great value, and therefore I will be definitely siding with this one. 7:15, then the last race of the day. It's a tricky one. I could go with the short price Mullins. The short price Mullins horse, but realistically, that horse looks like he wants soft ground. I don't think he's going to get that tomorrow. He shouldn't get that tomorrow. Realistically, it's going to be good to yielding in places probably, and I think the ground is just going to be that little bit too quick for him. Therefore, I will be siding with a horse called All Thumbs Up for Kieran Murphy, and JP O'Rourke claiming £7. This one here, realistically, it's definitely very interesting. It was fourth last time out in Wexford. I think it was on yielding ground that particular day. The family of this horse definitely do benefit more from the summer tracks, or summer ground conditions, say the likes of good to yielding in places. So realistically, that should be playing into this horse's strengths. I think all it has to do is improve a little bit more than it did on debut to feature in among the places here. I think the favourites were taken on, and I think it could be one that's going to overturn it. But keep an eye on. I can't remember who trains this horse now, but there's a horse called the Big Dog, or it's not the Big Dog. What am I saying? It's something dog. Um, it's closely related to Altior. Now, Altior didn't win on his bumper debut. Kate Harrington was on him that particular day, and she somehow got him beaten. But I think I think this lad, if he can emulate any sort of form with Altior, like, there shouldn't be a horse that's going to live with him here. But he's in around 14-1. He's on the drift. I don't think if connections were about him, I think they'd be absolutely eating up the price at 10-1. I think he could be just one maybe to keep an eye on for the future, and he could definitely be a little money spinner for connections there. Say in time to come, but maybe not just today. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'm still serving me time in Facebook jail, but look, hopefully we'll be all finished by that now by I think tomorrow or Tuesday. Tuesday, I think I'll be out of Facebook jail. But for those who want to sign up to Patreon, it's €10 a month. Basically, what that will get you is daily tips from all of us. In particular myself, who have been on a massive roll for the patron tips. I'm going for 5 in a row now tomorrow. I think it's absolutely nailed on. I think there isn't a horse in the country that's going to beat this horse tomorrow, especially with the lineup that it's meeting here. It's the best form overall, and it should take plenty of stopping, but it's at an incredible price at the moment. I think it's for those who want to sign up, €10 a month, like I already said. It gets you the daily tips from yourselves, like I've already explained. You get entered into the monthly giveaway, which is a cash prize this month, and as well as that, you're entered, or you're not entered, you're invited in to a great WhatsApp group, including myself and the two lads, and as well as that, there's some great members in this WhatsApp group, great tipsters as well. Some of them have nearly put myself to shame at the best of times, but there you go. That's how you have it. But look, I like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. It's up to yourselves whether you want to sign up or not. Any sort of help is greatly appreciated. Likes, shares, subscriptions, patron members joining up, whatever it is, whatever you can do to help me out, it's greatly appreciated. But look, I leave it there. Best of luck if you're having a bet tomorrow. And like I said, please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you very, very much.